Alrighty, so in this video I want to cover the actual buying of the barricades and pretty much the result that happens afterwards. So currently, in actual World at War, if I buy the barricade and I'm walking right through it, like I'm walking into it, I press F and I can walk right through. So the way they handle the interaction message and everything kind of being more or less, what's the word, being taken care of is basically just removing the collision altogether, which definitely is a solution. However, I would like to have collision pretty much until the door, well, until it destroys itself because it's not going to be there. So what we want to do is in the barricade, we pretty much want to more or less just stop the can interact logic. So if we head to barricade.h, what we can do is, I don't know if we really need to do it here, but more or less, we want to either modify the interaction message or set up some sort of bool to kind of indicate that, hey, I've been purchased. So regardless, because this is again specific to the barricade, we don't really need any more replicated properties. So what we can do is just have a very simple, I guess, state. So bool b, let's do has been purchased. And we'll set this to false by default. Then in the CPP for the interact, we can just go ahead and set it to true. So if B has not been purchased and we have authority, we can go ahead and perform the actual, opening of the door. So we can't just spam it. So that's fine because again, this runs server side, not on the client. So what we want to do now is remove the interaction message. So the way we can kind of go about doing this is going to be a little bit tricky client side. So there's a couple things we can do, and that is when it is purchased, we can, for example, what's the called? I can't think of the word, but we can just, well, return, an empty string. That's an option. Yeah, so I think we might end up just doing that. So the way we're going to tell the client that the door or the barricade has been purchased is via the motion component. So if we look at our start motion and we go to the header file here, I'm actually going to go ahead and close these down. We can see we have a on motion complete delegate right here, which, is bound to. The way we can tell that when the motion has been, the door has been bought is by just going to where the on rep is, and when is running is true. So this on rep fires and its B is running is true. All we have to do is just basically bind to that. So we just create a new delegate. So here we have our on motion complete. Let's make another one for on motion started. So let's add that. So on motion started, and go to the CPP. So we have the on rep. Let's do if B is running. Let's do on motion started dot broadcast. So this will notify anyone who's bound to it that, hey, this has started, well, opening, or in this case, moving, because this is a somewhat generic component. So now we head over to our barricade. We have our on motion complete, and we are binding it inside of begin play. So let's do the same thing. And in our case, we don't need to be the authority to bind to it. So what we can do is just copy this and paste it up here and have the on motion started. So that's going to be our function name, and the delegate is going to be on motion started as well. So let's go down to here, create on motion started, create the definition, and all we want to do inside of here is pretty much, well, actually in our case, we can flip this Boolean even. So B has been purchased. Let's just set it to true. And this will handle replicating it for remote clients as well. Well, basically everybody, because the motion part is replicated, which means the on motion started fires on all clients when it's relevant, which will automatically just set this. So that way we don't have to replicate any additional properties. So what we want to do is in the get interaction message, we're going to do a check. So if B has been purchased, we want to return basically an empty, well, F name. Otherwise, we return, I can't speak, we return the interaction message. Okay, so actually we can just do a name none. I'm not entirely sure if how that'll convert or not, so we'll just have to see. So once we have that, we are good to go for the most part. However, in the perform UI sweep, where we are checking for differences in what we are actually, looking at, we are going to want to pretty much remove it. So this way we are always reading the interaction message and setting it. So if what we're looking at changes, so will the interaction message. So we can remove our, let's actually go to our definition of the previous interact interface. Remove that, remove the if statement, remove this setter, and change this else. So basically just change it to only just else and remove the remainder of that variable's usage. Okay, let's go ahead, build, and just kind of see that if this actually works. Okay, once we are back inside of the editor, we can go ahead and hit play to give it a try. So I'm just going to move the player start over towards the barricade to make it a little bit easier to test. So let's give it a try. We press F and it goes away, but it immediately goes to none. Let's try as a client just to make sure that it works there as well. So we buy it and it goes to none. So that is a overall good sign. So now we just got to fix the issue of it basically returning none. So what we can end up doing is, let's see, I'm being completely blind. If we really wanted to, we could just make this return a space, but let's go to set interaction message. So when we clear it, we're just passing in a empty string. However, because we are returning a f name, we are basically returning name none. So get interaction message, I guess for the sake of consistency, in our case, we should probably end up using a f string. So that's very easy to change over. Let's go to get interaction message, do f string, and f string. Then we can head to the barricade, change that, change the return type in both cases. And we also do want to change name none. So name none would just be basically a empty string. So next up for the barricade, we need to change the actual interaction message to f string, so the type. And lastly, I believe it should just be in the wall weapon. So wall weapon module, let's go to the PDA, find the f name, so weapon name, and just change it again to f string. Make sure actually, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, so we have the f string in the weapon module and everything. Let's go to the wall weapon, the actual, okay, so we don't even have that implemented in the wall weapon. So we are good to go. Let's give this one more try and make sure that it actually does work. Oh, that's right. We no longer need to convert to a string because it is it is a string. So again, once we confirm that this is working, I'm going to do a brief walkthrough of the setup, and yeah, we'll kind of cover what all we did and the reasons why. Okay, once we are back in the editor, we have, default interaction message. Let's press play and buy the barricade. As you can see, the message goes away, but I still have collision. So we'll do play standalone. So I'm walking into the barricade, can't walk through it. We buy it, and I still can't walk through it until, well, because it always has collision. And that is what we wanted. So now we are in a good state. So we have a simple check there, and we can look at how the wall weapon does it and kind of handle it that way next. So the wall weapon is going to be a little bit different. But anyways, that is going to be all for this video. I just wanted to get that kind of implemented and set up to where, we can't purchase this multiple times. So in the case of spamming, nothing happens and all of that. So I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below where you can get early access to this entire series.